I'm Danny.
And I'm Christina.
And we're
Happily Ever After.
Got a real good one for you today. One that we've watched the movie on Turner Classics several times, and very historic place. It's Andersonville Prison in South Georgia. It was where they kept Yankees during the Civil War. Horrible past.
And this is the National POW Museum also.
Yes, so we're going to check it all out for you.
On Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day.
So this is the POW Museum, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just checking. So that's pretty cool. Well, they did a good job. They say it's not meant to evoke prison guard towers and stockades. But now you
It's
look
not meant
at
to. It's not based
evoke.
on a specific
Right.
place, but it's meant to
But
evoke.
it sure, yeah. Well, whatever they did a good job of making it look like prison.
No, they're just saying it's not a replica, I guess, of what was here.
Right.
Oh, there's stuff outside too. They might have a Georgia ornament. I doubt there's a POW ornament.
Yeah. That's a museum tour. Winston Churchill quote.
So this is different personal effects of people that were.
Just trying to get a little footage where you can pause it if you want to read it.
Did you see that?
Yep. It's a special place for sure.
They're supposed to be humanely treated.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's probably not real humane.
No.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
The man that spoke at our meeting was a POW in Vietnam.
Wasn't he with John McCain?
Mm-hmm. He was in the same camp. That's one of the things he said. You go in thinking, well, they can't do this or they can't do that. He said, but it doesn't keep them from doing it. Because like they're not supposed to mistreat them to try to get information. They can ask them, but they're not supposed to. But they don't follow.
Dark.
I mean, I guess you're better off being taken prisoner if your side's doing bad, because
Right.
usually when you're doing bad, they don't have enough rations anyway. And if, you know what I mean? Like that's what happened in Andersonville. The ones that were the Confederates, it wasn't that they were starving them; they just didn't have resources to feed themselves. So they sure, you know, I mean, they weren't going to give them to them and do without even more.
Red Cross put Camel cigarettes in there.
That's what that, I guess, was the Battalion Death March, was what a lot of this is. Look, that's an original post from the Andersonville stockade.
Huh. That's wild. So I guess, was this the site?
I don't know. Probably, I guess. They probably have a thing. Because it said that you can still see the stockade. Where are you going?
That's just the X in here. I guess that's what they mean. Crystal radio receiver sets. Oh, that's wild.
I'm trying to.
Don't work too well.
No. A bunch of kids been in
Kids
here.
probably play. They have all these little interactive things.
Is that what the little drawers and stuff are?
Yeah, they have letters and stuff.
That's cool.
I started to walk down the game and almost as if you have visitors. And at that time I ran down the game, right? We got and probably about 20 minutes before the game from the Philippines touchdown. Mentally, I had not kept up with growing up. I had just enough time to change back into my uniform and get over to the area we didn't come in at. But I didn't know the two sons were coming. And they're standing there looking. What is this? And when Dad walked in, my brother and I looked at each other. Don, yes, and he looks just like.
They have all kinds of pictures.
That it was fun. Oh,
And stories.
Stories, yeah.
Look down there. 26. And they are.
That was him. That's the one that spoke at our thing.
Oh, that's cool.
That was him.
We need the snapshot a picture, see if you can send it.
Yeah. Can you snap a picture off that video?
Yeah.
He was from Missouri. And he'd gone out to California in the Top Gun school.
You can find him on Facebook, so let me, or you can get a hold of him.
I could send it to the lady that booked him. He was very interesting.
When I first saw him,
That's neat. Here's some
same man that he was.
different pictures. I don't know if that's him
I don't know either.
there, but
When he came back, his wife had divorced him while he was gone. He was gone 6 years. And when he came back, his wife had divorced him and remarried.
That's cool. Now, this is cool. This is kind
well, they didn't know if he was alive or dead, so she had to.
That kind of stuff that weirds you out.
Yes, it is. Look in.
Hmm. There's an empty.
He said that it was 8x8. It was 8x8 concrete. I don't know if it was concrete. He just said 8x8. I think he said concrete.
That's what Vietnam.
Because he was saying that they would walk it constantly, trying to keep.
Those Vietnamese were cruel. Oh, you can touch this. I thought there was glass there.
Yeah, I touched it. You can't pick it up, but you can feel.
It's horrible.
And he said that was their toilet, a bucket. He said it would be like weeks before they would.
Oh, Lord.
What are you doing?
Moving that. That's what. I guess if you moved your feet.
They would know.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I mean, he probably said.
This is the Hanoi Hilton.
That was Jeremiah Denton, wasn't it?
Yeah. From Alabama.
And he met him, or he was talking about something when they still meet. He said the ones that are left still meet every time.
Awesome. I'm gonna move on around.
If I had known that's what it would have been about, I'd have snuck in.
Yeah.
May I have your attention, please? Voices from Andersonville, a 28-minute film which explores the history of the Andersonville prison during the Civil War, will begin in the theater momentarily. The theater is located in the corner of the lobby across from the front desk. Thank you.
Is that, hey,
We'll probably skip the movie today.
is that Jeremiah Denton?
I don't know.
No, because that's World War II. Or
Yeah,
it looks like it.
I definitely say, I know I talked to someone, or we talked to someone from our church that their granddaddy had been or great granddaddy had been a POW. If you've got a family member that's been a POW or someone you know that's been a POW, this is a must. All right, this is.
Here's that guy. The one he wrote this book.
I'm no hero.
Yeah, that was the
Charlie
name.
Plum.
That was the name of his presentation that he did. He went to the Naval Academy.
So this is Andersonville here. That's where they would carve the tunnels.
We watched that film about them tunneling out.
Mm-hmm.
1% made successful escapes. That's what it showed in that movie.
The turncoat. Pretty neat. Here's some keys. Gate keys, Poland.
No. I had a great uncle that was a prisoner of war.
World War II, wasn't it?
World War II. He was in Germany. And he escaped into Poland, and the Russians got him.
And he weighed like 110 pounds.
I think it was less. I think it was like 80 or 90.
And they gave him a lot of beer.
Mm-hmm.
That's for him. So this is Andersonville. I guess that's a survivor.
More than 45,000 were confined. And I think I read it was supposed to be 10,000 was supposed to be the max capacity, and 13,000 died of that. So that's what, a fifth?
Mm-hmm. But I'm glad they give equal time, because here it says the Confederates in prison at Camp Douglas in Chicago suffer from poor sanitation and overcrowded barracks. Mortality rate later reached a wartime record of 10% during the month of February '63. 387 out of the 3,884 Confederate prisoners died. So at least they do give equal time.
There was one somebody was telling us about in Tennessee, but it was let's look right here. It tells where they were. I've heard of Elmira.
Heard of Elmira. Boom, papa, mow, mow. Boom, papa.
I want to be there. That's a nice place.
Yeah.
Here's Andersonville.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
There's Andersonville.
Mm-hmm. And there's Charleston Stockade.
So a lot of it was in South Georgia there, because there's Macon, the city jail in Charleston.
That's pretty cool. Here's some artifacts.
Cahaba.
In Alabama?
Mm-hmm. There was someone that somebody was talking about. And
I wonder if they're kin to Wesley. This is John E. Legg.
Oh, that's neat. Could be. So Clara Barton, I remember studying her. I can't remember what she did. Was it the Red Cross? It says during the summer of 1865, James M. Moore, accompanied by Clara Barton, former prisoner of war, Dorrance Atwater, and a crew of 34 men traveled to Andersonville to identify the 12,000 graves. Now, I remember reading, I think it was this guy. I know the last name was the same, so I'm sure it was. It seems like it had a shorter first name, but it was probably abbreviated. He kept notes. He snuck and kept notes of every prisoner that died so he could tell their families where they were.
All right. And we're back to square one.
See, Lawrence Atwater was a 19-year-old prisoner where he kept the hospital death register. He signed each body a number with match 1 branded to a grave sites with a marker. He registered each man's name, company, regiment, cause of death. He made
If it wasn't for him, then most of these would
be unmarked.
Unmarked.
So out of all those 13,000, only 460 had to be unmarked.
It's pretty impressive. Right, so this is a huge, and that's that water down there that they said was like the soldiers and all would use the bathroom upstream, and it would flow
so they're
down into
because they're up there outside the wall. So then what they're doing, because that's probably barracks, and this is what. That was it. That we came out of Sweetwater Creek.
Sweetwater Creek.
But this was that kill line. See right there?
Yeah.
And they said if they stepped over that toward the fence.
Shoot you.
And then who was the guy they said was the one that Words, Captain Words. Two is where he was.
Not the one. Who's the one that got hung?
He was the only
one
Confederate ever killed for
war crimes.
Or hung for war crimes.
And this is what I was talking about last night, but our mics weren't working at dinner. That's at Gettysburg, but you got North and Southern soldiers shaking hands. And they were all about like building monuments to remember the history. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody wants to tear them down, and they weren't shooting at each other.
The first war crimes trial we were just talking about.
Yeah.
It says, "I know what orders are, Major, and I'm being hanged for obeying them."
All right, so this is very pretty. Oh, wow. Over here. Those are different commemorative plaques. There's Andersonville. We don't have to walk around because I know we're going to.
There's two big monuments over there.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Chickamauga in that. Video's going to be tough on this one. You had the inner stockade, third hospital site.
So we're here.
So we're looking at the outer wall of the stockade.
The monuments that's all part of the inner stockade.
Here are the earthworks. I think I'm getting a good shot at it. I hope the sun is reflecting. It says the expanded stockade. That's what the wall would look like. That's what, 20 feet high? Probably. And there's a little guard post, and they have the deadline inside.
It says the outer row of white posts marks the perimeter, so that would be those white posts there. And it says the inner posts mark the deadline, so I guess that's those.
Yeah. She bangs.
Inappropriate.
I mean, that's what it says. So there's the little makeshift lean-tos. The rest of it's just grounds, and they've got monuments over here. Different ones. And you said this was the deadline right here.
Mm-hmm. So like
if you
nothing would
stepped
be
over the
here, but if you
deadline.
stepped over it, then that just meant you got took out.
There's a cannon back over there. I hope I'm getting it. The sign is beaming. I think I am. Behind the earthworks. So it's one of those deals. If we had several hours, if we were spending the night here again, you could spend, a long time here. They have a driving tour. I get my finger out of the shot. That you can listen to audio while you drive. There's the cemetery.
There's a walking tour.
So you could do a lot here. Very interesting, though. You probably heard her talking about somebody that they had in services or something.
I had at my fall conference when we were in Fairhope, and y'all saw some footage from some stuff we did down there at my nose stitching. Somebody's coming to see me. I hope it ain't a ghost. Charles Plum, I believe, was the name.
Yeah.
And he was a POW in Vietnam, and he was our guest speaker. And so when we were in there, I thought, well, I wonder if I'd see some of his. And I thought, well, the chances of out of all the POWs throughout the history of our country, that would be something. But they actually did have some things of his.
There it was.
And so now we want to read the book that he has out. But I'm going to do a still shot and email him because he was like, I love to hear from people. And I'm going to email him and tell him that I recognized his name. And
I like the fact that Andersonville, even though it was a Confederate prison for Yankee soldiers or Yankee POWs, that they recognize all POWs in the museum. It covers the gamut of all.
Yeah, it had a lot about the Bataan Death March and a lot of World War II stuff, and even like some Gulf War, 21st century stuff. And I like that they started with the most recent stuff and went back. Usually it's opposite. Usually you start with the older stuff and go, but like because not that those are any less important, but most people are aware of those. It's the stuff the bigger exhibits seem to be the older. Like the Vietnam and especially the Andersonville, obviously in World War II. So. And
we've talked about coming here for 20 years,
probably
close to it.
Do I have a bug on my face right here?
No,
because I sure do feel like it.
Yeah.
Do I really?
I don't think it was a bug. I think.
Well, don't just.
There's something in your hair, a piece of lint.
Oh Lord. Well, lint don't move. Lint does not move.
It may have been a bug. Then may have been a gnat. You'll be all right. They don't eat much. But anyway, we've talked about coming here for 20 years.
We just came from where people died of malaria and stuff.
Yeah.
It could be like a malaria night.
It could be a carrier from generations back.
All right, go ahead. Oh, my phone ring out.
Anyway, it would be tough to just make this your only stop. We're headed in transit and stopped here, and that's why we don't have as much time. But at least we got to see it, and when I teach about it and talk about the Civil War, it just adds another dimension that you can, and I can show them this video.
And again, I'm going to say Georgia does a much better job of preserving their history than Alabama does.
Shame on you.
Because, we went to the New Echota. Y'all go back and watch that video if you haven't watched it. This is a very similar as far as the quality of the visitor center.
Yeah.
And then they also have, like, the bathrooms. Like, you can tell the styles were similar.
Yeah.
But,
and we didn't even watch
very interactive exhibits, and it was the same there. Like I saw the handles, but I'm one of these, I ain't gonna pull something unless it says, hey, pull this handle. He's like, oh, here's something I can touch. And so it was like little drawers that had letters and things like that in it. So it would be, something appropriate even for, I'd say,
it'd be good
middle
for
school
kids,
age kids and up.
Kids to learn.
It is somber. I mean, it's very quiet here. I mean, it's very silent.
Yeah. Out on the prison grounds.
Really quiet, and eerie. And they did have a Christmas ornament, even though some people made fun of me for saying I was going to get a Christmas ornament.
They made it tasteful, and it's more of a commemorative ornament. I mean, I just couldn't picture how you do a Merry Christmas from Andersonville Prison,
Well, anyway, so
it was tasteful, and we got an ornament.
So we ordered 2 ornaments for our trip down.
Yeah. So
Um,
anyway, like this video, subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us on social media if you will, comment if you would,
and
something
I'm just
nice.
gonna say, if you like history, you need to check out some of the things in Georgia and support
Yeah.
them, because they're state parks. They do a good job of.
Well, this is national. Yeah, this is. If this had been,
Well, Chota was too, wasn't it?
I think so. If this had been during the Chuck Schumer shutdown,
Oh, we wouldn't have got
then
to
we
come.
wouldn't have got to come.
Oh, I'd have been mad.
Oh yeah. So.
Which you could drive through it. You just could. We couldn't.
Oh no, the gates may have been
You
closed.
can drive it never closes. Even like the visitor center closes, but the other stuff is always open.
Well, I'm glad it was open, and
Me
glad
too.
they got it solved until January. Ridiculous. But anyway, well, I'm just saying, why not mix a little truth in with it? Come on.
Because are you doing a travel site, or are you the local news?
Well, you know, I've done
I
political
know.
talk, so it's in my blood, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna travel. Yeah. And we found our happily ever after.
Now you go find yours.